I'm pregnant.
Who was the father?
It's Polly Bleecker.
Polly Bleecker? I didn't think you had it in.
I know, right?
Did you see that coming?
Yeah, but I was hoping she was expelled or into hard drugs.
Or a DWI? Anything but this.
Juno, God, you've done a lot of shit. How old are you now, Jason?
I'm 32.
That's a lot of work at this point. And you're going to get your first Oscar this year. No, really. I mean, when you made Up in the Air, I ought to mention we're talking with Anna Kendrick, star, Jason Reitman, director, Up in the Air, and other movies, but we're talking Up in the Air. Did you think it would be elevated to the level it is? Because it's on everybody's top 10 list. I mean, I love the movie, but did you say, you know what, we've got an Oscar winner here?
No, look, I just want to make movies that are personal to me, and this one was personal to me. I started writing it 7 years ago, so I've been working on this one for a while. And I'm really proud of it. And I thought, while we were on set, I thought, we're making a good movie here. I like the people that I'm working with. Everyone's doing a great job. And that's really all you can hope for. And then, it's kismet. You never know how something is how people are going to react. There's, for the amount of movies that I love that really connect with people, there's movies that are great that didn't. So.
That never really clicked with the public.
Yeah.
The way this one did. Anna, we got to talk a bit about Twilight because that's the big thing. And I admit, I have not seen Twilight. I know of it because of kids. I mean, I always talk about how cute Robert Taylor, is that what it is? Robert and Taylor are. And I need to know more about the mutant baby. But other than that, I know nothing about that. I've just been picking up little things they've been saying. Twilight, I mean, what's the age genre there that you're really going for? Is it like...
Well, I think they're considered young adult novels, but we kind of get all kinds. The Twilight moms seem to be more hysterical about it than anybody, actually. It's like a group of fans that call themselves the Twilight moms. I don't really know what it is about it that, like, gets people so excited. I think being a part of it, you just can't really look at it from a fan standpoint. But the kids like it.
They love it.
Yeah.
Is the key thing. When you signed on, do you sign on for the whole series? Is that the way it works?
I believe the majority of the smaller players, myself included, signed on to do 3 movies, and we've finished filming the 3rd one now. So I'm sort of assuming that I'm not in the 4th one, as I'm not really in the books. So I'll be looking to find out. I usually find out things about Twilight when the fans do. As soon as it's on the internet, that's when I know. So
do you like the fact that people recognize you all the time?
I don't know. I'm glad that people think I'm doing a good job, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, you're at a point. I can't read anything bad about you in the tabs. I mean, how much fun is that?
Yeah, I am lucky enough to have this really delicate balance where I get to be working on things that I love, and I'm not in tabloids, and I don't get photographed every time I leave my house, which is great. And occasionally, some young girl will come up and ask for an autograph, and that's sort of lovely and sweet. And, other than that, everything is pretty much the same.
Jason, how many years you give her to keep that character?
No, Anna's authentic. I mean, I'm going to answer that question
legitimately. I'm listening and I'm looking and I'm saying, damn, you really are unaffected, totally unaffected. That's amazing.
Thanks, dude.
Okay. All right. Sam Bruno, good morning.
Yes, Anna, I want you to know that the one memorable scene that I have in the movie Up in the Air is where you're at a plant having an interview with Mr. Samuels, and the gentleman who plays Mr. Samuels, his response is just so gut-wrenching. I could feel his situation. Some gentleman who's in his mid-50s working at a plant for 30 years, and then you're having to tell him that he's getting laid off from his job. Was that a difficult scene for you to do?
That was a really difficult scene. I think I got through that scene by the grace of Jason Reitman and George Clooney, actually. That was a long day, and I think they were really, really sensitive to the fact that was a tricky day. The actor, and, that whole situation, sort of reminded me of my dad, and that made the scene even more tricky. But, towards the end of the day, that actor had already left, and Jason realized he wanted to do the scene from one more angle, and he was kind enough to sit in the room and read it with me, and it was really because of the sensitivity of George and Jason that I think that film works the way that it does. I mean, the scene works the way that it does.
And the film, too. I mean, having these people who've lost their jobs, having these people get the reaction to being fired is fascinating. I mean, it's depressing, but it's fascinating because it makes the film seem more real. Those people all felt very, very real. In San Rafael, Stefan, good morning. Welcome to KGO.
Hello, is
Yes.
it me?
Hello there. Did you call me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I
I'm
said
so
yeah.
sorry. I'm so sorry. Thank you. It's just kind of weird. I just want to say I love Gil, but I miss Pete, and I want to tell you that I'm an extra in a few movies back in the 80s for The Right Stuff. I was a reporter. It was the most fun I've ever had. I'm trying to do extra work in my life now. And I'm just wondering, when you make a call, you talked about a call you had in another city. Where do you find out when you're casting extras?
You know, I don't really know the answer to this. I know that we use extras casting people and that they have services that a lot of people belong to if they want to cast extras. So I think you have to find a service wherever you live that does extras casting. Every once in a while I'll see, flyers on light poles and things like that. But for the most part, I think you have to belong to a service.
Wouldn't the easiest way to become an extra is to move to L.A. and become affected? 8080810. Hannah, Jason, Ron, KGO.
This is Gene Burns. The holidays are over, but why stop?